Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I hope that everyone is staying safe and sound in this pandemic. So today we're going to be doing basic video, but first, if you like what's happening here, give me a big thumbs up, click that bell notification, and please subscribe. Remember, my goal is to get 100 subscribers by the end of this month, and with your help, we're almost there. Okay, so last week I was doing about verbs. I was doing about past tense, present tense, and future tense. Now, I explained to you that most past tense verbs have ed. Walk, walked. Talk, talked. However, some past tense verbs are what we call irregular verbs. They don't follow that pattern. Now, stay tuned to the end of the video where I will give you a tip on what you can do as far as verbs are concerned. Remember, this is best free ESL tips, so I try to give a tip for everyone. Okay, so as I stated, some verbs do not follow a set rule to form the past tense. These verbs are called irregular verbs. So here's an example of some of the irregular verbs. So swim, swam. Bring, brought. Know, knew. Come, came. Have, had. Do, did. I'm sorry, this computer is acting up today. I apologize. Okay. Say, said. See, saw. Sing, sang. Write, wrote. Is, was. Are, were. Give, gave. Buy, bought. Begin, began. So these are just a sample of the irregular verbs. Now, if you notice, for many of the verbs, like swim, know, come, say, sing, write, give, begin. All they do is change one of the vowels to make it past tense verbs. So a lot of them will do that, but not all of them. So some of them follow those patterns and some of them don't. For example, bring and brought, they're nothing alike. Or have and had, they change the consonant. Do and did, you add a consonant. See and saw. Is, was. Buy and bought. So they're not even similar to the present tense verbs. So you cannot, there is no pattern. So don't be looking for a pattern because you're not going to find one. Okay, so we're going to be doing some practice. I have some practice. Okay, so Fill in each blank with the past tense form of each irregular verb. So let me make this a little bigger because you might not be able to see it. I will try to make it a little bigger. Let's go. Thank you. Okay. So Tammy's heart. So the verb is sink. So instead of sink, we would change it to sank when she heard the bad news. Okay, next one. Gary win an award at the ceremony last week. So instead of win, we would change it to won. So those two, the vowels changed. Okay. Dan forget to bring his homework to school. So to make it past tense, we change it to forgot. Another vowel change. Alex blow a giant soap bubble. So it changes to blue, B-L-E-W, which is another vowel change. Okay. Ryan find the dollar bill on the sidewalk. Now this one, we have to change it to found, F-O-U-N-D. So it's not just a vowel change, it's also adding another vowel. When Alice was a little girl, she wear dresses. So instead of wear, you'd have wore, W-O-R-E. So that's completely different from the regular tense word. Mr. Jennings bring pizza to our class party. Instead of bring, it would be brought. Another one is completely different. Okay. The kittens sleep through the night. So this one would be slept. Our family eat the whole turkey in one sitting. So instead of eat, it would be ate. The bus driver drive carefully. It would be drove carefully, D-R-O-V-E. Okay, so that is this paper about irregular verbs. Now, I told you before that I'm going to give you a tip to help you. So there are a few tips that I could tell you. The first tip that I could tell you is that you don't have to memorize your regular verbs because they're only ED. You should only have to memorize your irregular verbs because there's probably only maybe 10% of verbs that are irregular. So that's the first tip. The second tip is that you notice a lot of them, the vowel just changes and that's it. We saw that, but not all of them. So on the irregular verbs, I would say that 75% of irregular verbs just have a change in vowel. Okay? So, you know, at least you could figure out when you do irregular verbs, 75% of them. Okay? The other 25%, it's the problem that you're going to have to do. Now, a third tip that I could tell you is if a verb changes, it always changes the same way. So, for example, stand, the past tense of stand would be stood. So, understand, the past tense would be understood. So it follows the same pattern if it's the same verb. Or get becomes got. So forget becomes forgot. Beget, begot. So they follow the same pattern. So if the verb changes and then it becomes a different, you know, another verb combined, like understand, understood, it follows the same pattern as the original verb. So even though so let's just say that we had a word called for stand. That doesn't exist. But if we did, it would become for stood. See? So that's, logical. That's the pattern that the verbs will always change the same way, even if there's other verbs, other words in front of the verb to make it a bigger verb. Okay? I hope that you understand what I'm talking about. Like I said, there aren't that many of those verbs, but there are some of them. So what I hope is that these tips help you to learn English. Okay. Again, if you like the video, give me a big thumbs up. Click that bell notification and subscribe and help me reach my goal. This week I will be doing a special lesson. Tomorrow I will be doing something about the election. Probably Wednesday, I haven't decided yet. I might be doing a special lesson. Well, I am doing a special lesson. I just don't know what it is. And Thursday, I will be doing about the origin of Halloween. Okay, many of my students don't know where it came from, and they like to learn about it. Okay. So that is it for today. Please leave your comments. And as I stated before, the people that have asked me, yes, I am available for private lessons. However, I don't do private lessons for free. These lessons are completely free for you. I thank you, and I hope to see you again soon.